Oh, praise the Lord.
Hello, I am Coach Yvette Nicole Chapman.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
KLEK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Wednesday. This is a special edition of Community Conversations. Kato Wonder is in the studio with you. I am joined by Kobila Jones, host of Community Conversations, and just walking into the studio is Miss Lachey Robinson and Miss Chelsea Chapman. They're with the North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative. They are going to be today talking about a special forum that they have with members of Team Jonesboro. The purpose of the forum will be to allow students too, and adults, and pretty much everyone on the north side of town to learn more about the Team Jonesboro proposal. They can ask questions, they can voice concerns, and then make the best choice that they feel is in their interest. And the polls, when they open on September 10th, of course, as always, I do have to give a disclaimer. KLEK, we do not endorse nor support the initiative. We do not take a position either way, but we do strongly encourage you to educate yourself on what they are proposing, and then make up your mind whether you support or are against it. So, ladies, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you?
All right. So, first of all, just kind of briefly introduce yourselves, ladies, and talk a little bit about the resurrection of the NJNI, and then going into how this forum came about.
My name is
Y'all been on here all the time. Don't be shy.
My name is Chelsea Chapman. I'm Community Resource Specialist for Crowley's Ridge Development Council.
My name is Lachey Robinson, and I'm also a Community Resource Specialist for CRDC and JNI.
All right, so let's talk about, because pretty much everybody knows how the Team Jonesboro proposal came about. A group of people came together and they petitioned the city council to put an ordinance out that would create a 1-cent sales tax. One half would go towards police and fire. I think we just had Chief Elliott here on the Bible study, and he'll be joining us at the top of the hour for our full community conversations, and half going towards quality of life projects. It did pass all 3 readings. The Oversight Integrity Council was formed. I believe they actually have their first meeting today. They also had a presentation at the forum last week in which some projects that they were proposing, they kind of outlined a bit about them. So they've been going around trying to get support, asking people to ask them questions. So I know, Lachey, you reached out to Scott McDaniel, and you was able to get the meeting set up. So let's just talk about how that process came about, and let people know when the meeting itself is.
Okay. Well, the reason I set up the meeting, I just feel like we're not trying to tell people, hey, don't vote for this, that's on you, but we feel like the north side of Jonesboro needs to know more about this initiative. You know, they also need to make sure they're registered to vote, because this is going to be a special election in September, and a lot of people may not know that. So we just want to make them aware. If they have any questions or concerns, they can ask Scott. He can be there to answer those. Again, voter registration, we'll have all that set up just to kind of get them educated on what's going on.
And when and where is the meeting?
This meeting is going to be at Magnolia Road Church, and it's going to start at 6 p.m. this Friday. Okay,
and I did ask Chief Elliott before he left from the Bible study if he would come, so people could ask questions on some of the things that the police department is seeking from the proposal as well. He said that he would make an appearance. So in addition to members of Team Jonesboro, you will have Chief Elliott there as well. So, Q, did you have anything that you wanted to chime in on this conversation?
I just want to ask, will there be opportunities for people to speak from the community?
Yes, absolutely. That is what we want. We want the citizens to be very interactive at the forum. We'll also be coming up with a small list of questions that people can ask for themselves, so that they can kind of get their brains kind of, working with what's going on, and with a couple of things that they would need to ask or might want to know that they didn't formulate.
Well, and I think also something that's very important is to let them know that they too can propose projects to the Oversight and Integrity Council, because I'm looking at the list and not really seeing much that is
No.
being targeted
No.
to that. So sometimes, the old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So
Right.
for the residents of the north side, they have to be that squeaky wheel to say, look,
Yes.
Yes.
we want a piece of this pie too. We want a piece of this pie.
Yes,
If you want this, again, this is just me talking personally. If you want our vote, then you need to allow us to have some things that will
Yes.
help us.
Because like this weekend we had a back to school special. We participated in the BBN Back to School Bash. And there we had survey questions for North Jonesboro. How do they feel? What would they like to see? And a lot of those residents feel hopeless right now. They feel kind of left out. So we just want to let them know, hey, I've even reached out to Scott McDaniel to ask, will there be any developments in North Jonesboro? And the answer is yes, but it's not very detailed what's going to be developed over there and things to that nature. So,
and I want to speak to that. I think again that goes into why we have to speak up, because a lot of people involved with Team Jonesboro may not necessarily hail from the north side, so
Yes.
it just may be a simple question that they don't know. But if nobody speaks up, then of course the north side will continue to be
Exactly.
ignored. So
Exactly.
it's important, get out of your comfort zone, come to the meeting, come to the Oversight Integrity Council meetings. I believe the first one is tonight, actually.
it is.
And speak up,
Yes.
because the the Oversight Integrity Council, they have to take proposals from everybody. So I just want to stress that.
Yes. And if you don't like what's going on, maybe as far as your city government or whatever, become active. Just get out there and try to be the change that you want to see. It can make a huge difference.
Taking my term, aren't you? I've been saying this since day one here, KLEK.
Yes.
But it is important, and you actually will feel much better about yourself
Yes.
for doing it. It'll definitely help you not be so mad at the world. And it's, plus, trust me, it's a lot to be mad out. But it starts on the local level.
Yes.
The change is grassroots, and it goes up the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the other things that the NJNI has going on. Of course, KLK, we have fond memories of NJNI. NJNI was very instrumental in helping us to get on the air. We've met so many people that supported us then. Several still support KLEK, and it was definitely a vital resource. And it allowed us to get to know a lot of people. Myself, I am not originally from Jonesboro. I went to Arkansas State and graduated from Arkansas State, but outside of that Arkansas State bubble, didn't really know anybody. So NJNI was a great opportunity to get to know people. So what are some of the other things that are going on?
Well, right now we are in the pretty early stages of planning and putting together a strategic plan. We've been working on different things like our motto, and I'm almost for sure we're going to be going with many voices, one message, which pretty much embodies everything that you were saying. We do have voices, and we do need to step up and be able to say things. But we'll also be doing some things out in the community. We'll be going out to go and canvass the north side to kind of figure out what some of their needs are, things that they would like to see, which is we also did that on Saturday.
Yes.
Right, at the back to school event. We got people to come over and we asked them if they were citizens or not, and then we have a really short 3-question survey that we're asking with just some really simple questions. And we're just going to go around, we're going to introduce ourselves to people, let them know what we're doing and that we're getting out here, and that we want to empower them and make sure that they know that they are not hopeless, they're not helpless, and we just want to empower those people. So that's really what we're trying to hit the ground running to do.
There's another backpack event Thursday on Allen Street, so maybe that may be another resource to go meet some residents.
Yes, and there's also one, I believe, Saturday at Fullness of Joy. Not for sure on the times, but they're definitely giving out backpacks as well.
Okay.
So, ladies, you mentioned, I think Chelsea brought up about asking the people about the citizenship thing. Are you all working with other stakeholders in the north side, such as the Hispanic community? I know I had a meeting myself with Gina Gomez, director of the Hispanic Center yesterday, and she was telling me about some of the things that they have going on. So are you all partnering with organizations such as the Hispanic Center and others to help to, as Chelsea said, I believe she said many voices, one message, to help to accomplish that mission?
Yes, we do. We have a pretty lucrative list of stakeholders that we'll be reaching out to invite to our informational meeting that we'll be having on August 29th. But we'll be back on Community Conversations to talk about that
Next Monday.
On Monday, yeah.
So we will be reaching out to those stakeholders and inviting them to come out. A lot of these people have already been active in NJNI when it was first being ran by Miss Emma Agnew. So we just look forward to them coming back out and hearing some of our new ideas and how they can help us, and we can all come together to help develop the North Side.
Absolutely, and we are speaking with Shay Robinson and Chelsea Chapman of the North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative. If you have a question or a comment for either of these ladies, you can also call it 870-277-1080, and that phone number is 870-277-1080, or you can leave your questions or your comments on our Facebook Live feed. We actually have a comment. I'm actually trying to pull it up. The iPad don't want to act right, so let's see if I can have a little better luck on the phone with this thing. Anyway, don't forget that meeting is Friday, 6 o'clock p.m., Magnolia Road Church. Ask your questions, give your comments, or if there's something that you would like to see on the north side, let that be known as well. All right, I believe we got our comment ready now. Shaquetta says, Q on the other side, good morning, ladies.
Good
also,
morning.
shout out to Gretchen Hyatt. And I believe we had a couple others, but it's not letting me pull up the like list right now.
All right, so what type of feedback are you all hoping for during the forum on Friday?
I would like to see people just really be active. People just really ask those questions, you know, and I want us to make sure that we let everybody know there's no such thing as a stupid question. So ask what you want to know. Don't be afraid to ask anything that you want to know. So that's what I would like to see come from this. I want to see our citizens walk away and be more educated on the initiative that Team Jonesboro is trying to push. So that's what I would like to see.
And this might be an idea that could maybe help with that. Maybe have people submit written questions beforehand if they don't actually want to stand up and ask the question in front of a crowd of people.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, they could email them or inbox the NJNI page on Facebook, and then you all could ask those questions on those citizens' behalf.
That's definitely what I'll do. I'll definitely go on the NJNI and see if anybody.
And you can
has-
also go and share this video from the page.
Exactly. I'll be sharing this on that page as well. But if you want to submit your questions in NJNI in the inbox or anything, just let us know and we'll definitely do that. Something else that we'll also be doing Friday is also having voter registration tables set up for those that are not registered to vote.
And that's the most important thing that
Yes.
you can do, not just for this election, but 2020 will be here around the corner. Of course, you already are seeing the Democratic presidential debates that kind of dominate the coverage. But as it gets closer to time, you're going to start hearing more from the other races. We're going to have a Senate race, U.S. Senate race this year. We'll have a congressional race this year. We're going to have a mayoral race. There's going to be half of the city council is going to be up. It's going to be 2 or 3 state representative races, state Senate race. So it's going to be lots of races coming up. So make sure that you go ahead and get registered to vote so that you can make your voice known in all of these races.
Yeah, it's very important that we let the public know about special elections, because a lot of people don't get out and vote in special elections like they would general elections, and sometimes that's how things get passed. So we just want to stress and make sure everybody's registered to vote.
And the thing that I always say about this with any election is that whether you vote or not, something's either going to pass or fail, or somebody's going to get elected. So why not have a say
Right.
in that? And you all have to excuse my voice. I'm still recovering from this cold I've been had the past week. But shout out to Angeline Cherie Arnold, Andy Shatley, and Erica D. Jenkins.
All right. So, can you give us a rundown of how the setup would be for Friday? Will you all basically open up and then open the floor, or will you allow the Team Jonesboro members to speak for, like, how will it go?
Well, excuse me. Well, of course, when we come in, we want to, like Lachey said, have the voters booth there. And we want people to come a little bit early if they would like to vote. But we'll have that set up, and then it's like you said, we'll have Team Jonesboro probably open, tell a little bit about what it is that they're doing. A little bit before we get off the air, I do want to go over this list. I'm sure that they'll go over this list because I want, it's important that they tell them this is what we're proposing to do with this money and things like that. So we want them to give us a good, lucrative description of who they are, what they're trying to do with this initiative, and then we'll open the floor for questions. And then, of course, we are hoping that they'll answer those questions for us, and hopefully the people will leave with a little bit more knowledge about Team Jonesboro.
All right.
And Scott, if you're listening, bring plenty of coffee. Coffee,
Yes.
coffee for everyone, Scott. In fact, I'm going to text him that. And also, Chief Elliott is also pledged to appear as well, so you get an opportunity to ask Chief Elliott questions as well concerning the public safety side of the tax.
Right.
And and of course, some of the things were listed at the forum that they had, but he can give more in-depth information on why he feels that the equipment that they would like to have is needed for the police department.
Okay. And then just really quick, I'll go over this proposed needs list really fast. They have an aquatic center, beautifications of parks and building pocket parks, bikes and pedestrian trails, children's museum, dog parks, farm renovations and improvements, mosquito control, outdoor concert and entertainment venue, a senior center, sidewalks, tennis courts, volleyball and multi-sports center. They would also like to do police substations, a Skycop portable surveillance camera, continue maintenance of body-worn cameras, vehicles for new officers, an 8th fire station, a 9th fire station. They would like to replace the fire trucks and replace the ladder truck. So those are some of the things that they're looking to propose to do with the money.
Also, we had a question from Shagueta who asked, would it be a moderator?
A what? A moderator.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
Told you I had to excuse the voice.
Well, I guess that's me. They're looking at me. I'll be the moderator.
Yes. Which I think is a really good idea that we
Q,
have.
you saying you volunteering for it?
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
No.
I think it would be good for North Jonesboro to have a familiar face.
Yeah.
And they definitely know who KLEK is.
And we will cover this live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can also, if you cannot attend the meeting, you can leave your questions on the live feed, and I will ask those questions on your behalf.
Right. So I hope that the forum is very civil and people's questions get answered. I do have a few things I would like to propose, I guess, or a statement to make, and I'll just wait to, say it there. Of course, it's not, nasty, negative, or whatever. It's just I want everyone to see things from a different perspective, especially those that don't live on the north side. I've lived in Jonesboro since '95, and technically on the north side since then because Kay's Hall is on Johnson Avenue. So I've been a North Jonesboro resident since the '90s. So I have seen a lot. I raised my son. I've worked and gone to church on the north side. So I think I have quite a bit of insight.
Yes.
And now that I think about it, I would absolutely agree. You are a resident of the north side, right in the heart of the north side, and everybody knows the queen.
Okay. I don't know what a new nickname.
Well, I mean, it's the truth, whether you want to claim it or not.
I want to also put this out there. North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative is in need of volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer, please contact us or message the page. We are actually looking for bilingual volunteers as well. I think that'll be great benefit for North Jonesboro as well.
Absolutely. So we got about a minute left, ladies. Actually, about 2 minutes left. Any final comments or anything? Let's kind of just touch back up on the meeting this Friday. Give them those details again.
So the meeting will be Friday at Magnolia Road Church, and that's 911 Magnolia Road. It's in Jonesboro, Arkansas, of course, and it will begin at 6 p.m.
Would it be refreshments? Volunteers for refreshments. I am putting out a call for volunteers for refreshments.
In addition to Scott's coffee.
I'm going to send that text to Scott while I'm at it.
I'm gonna need some coffee about that time.
I mean, we can still eat donuts at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Breakfast in the evening.
Again, like I'm sure we will be there early setting up. If you want to come out, maybe 45 minutes, I'll be out there hopefully at least an hour early so we can get these people registered to vote.
Yes. Yes.
And so, when the people register on that day, will they be eligible to vote for the September?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, they have to be submitted 30 days prior to the election.
And do we know when the election day is?
It's going to be September 10th.
And I believe early voting will be like 2 weeks before that.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right, I just sent Scott that text, y'all. Excuse me.
All right. So again, this Friday, 6 o'clock, Magnolia Road Baptist Church. Come on out and prepare your statements, as Ms. Emma always says. Prepare something in advance and be intelligent with your. Don't let your emotions override your intelligence and override what you have to say, because then the message gets lost in translation.
Yes. And we will be back on Monday to talk about our first NJNI meeting.
All right.
I missed those old school NJNI meetings. All right, this goes down once again this Friday, 6 o'clock p.m., Magnolia Road Church. What's the address again?
911 Magnolia Road.
911 Magnolia Road. Team Jonesboro will be there. Ask questions. We'll also cover it live on Facebook. You can ask your questions there. Jonesboro Police Chief Rick Elliott will also be in the building. So all we need is YOU. So thank you for listening. Speak with Chief Elliott. He's going to be joining us once again at the top of the hour for our standard edition of Community Conversations. Got lots to talk with Chief about. Always a great time when he is in studio. Kubila, any final words?
No. I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody Friday.
All right, well, ladies, we're going to ride it there. We're going to let this beat ride out for about 60 seconds. So we'll be back at the top of the hour. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK 102.5 FM.